You look so beautiful.
I know.
The internet is going to think you are gorgeous. Which one?
Welcome back to a month-long series of the Goosebumps, getting closer to Halloween. And first up, we have the Haunted Mask.
Is that what you're supposed to be?
Yeah, I think this is the Haunted Mask, and to me, this is a classic image. It's one of the first images I think of Goosebumps. I don't know.
Because that's the most popular.
I think it's one of the most popular ones.
Yeah.
Face to face with a nightmare. How ugly is Carly Beth's Halloween mask? It's so ugly that it almost scared her little brother to death. So terrifying that even her friends are totally freaked out by it. It's the best Halloween mask ever. It's everything Carly Beth hoped it would be, and more. Maybe too much more. Because Halloween is almost over, and Carly Beth is still wearing that special mask. She can't seem to get it off. Oh,
that's what she said.
But this, and I actually, reading this, had a hard time in my mind separating it from the image of the episode, from the show. Because I don't know why. Because, I mean, you know, trying to talk about more of the book, to me, like, visually, I was trying to just take images from the book itself, but I think this is probably the episode I saw the most as a kid.
I think that was on.
I think this was on all the time. And the girl who played Carly Beth was in multiple episodes.
Oh, really?
She was in the sequel to this, and then she was also in a couple other ones, I think. So I think, like, that really stood out in my mind. So this one, before I even read it, this is one of the few that, like, I knew it by heart. Like, I remembered reading it as a kid. I remember seeing the episode a billion times. So this is one that stuck out, and I knew was going to be high rated for me. Like, I knew I was really going to like it. So this one, to me, is now my second 9 out of 10.
Oh,
like, yeah. I really liked it. Really?
I gave it a 7.5.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Man.
I mean, it was very well done.
Yeah.
I can't separate it from being an adult, though. I had a big problem doing that. I just couldn't.
I couldn't
see it as a child. I had to see it as like an adult, and this child is being pushed to this extreme through bullying.
But yeah, to me, I thought it was a good trying to think of it from a child's perspective. Put myself, because I think I can vividly remember reading it as like a elementary school kid. So I think that helps me like really feel the idea. But yeah, I don't know, the idea of bullying, and then sort of like what's more perfect for a kid's horror story of that age than something that is Halloween themed, trick or treat themed. And this is really, you know, we're 11 in. This is really the only one so far that's like truly Halloween based. And you'd think that already that kids series would have done that a couple times already. So it's actually kind of interesting they held off that long. So I think that pulls it, you know, really great there. And I think too, it's also shows a little bit of depth that you don't expect from a kid's book. It really, I think, touches on a children's level the idea of like the masks that we wear and how it really is actually a part of herself that she wanted but was also a little bit afraid of, brought to the extreme, and about balancing these masks that we wear in social situations, and it comes together with part of the bullying and everything. Like, actually think there is something for someone that age group to find and identify with that can be in some way a little bit enlightening beyond just a spooky story. And I think that's what makes it so good, is I think that when you're that age and you're just an early reader, you haven't really encountered that much of that imagery and message in children's literature by this age group of being so young. And I think this kind of presents it in a way that it's not in your face, but it brings it up for the child reader who's a little more intellectual.
I think the bullying was super in your face. I think this could be, you could interpret this in a way where there's nothing supernatural happening. She's just having some sort of emotional breakdown. I think it's part of psychotic break.
But it's part of what I think makes it good.
It's just these people are horrible. These children should be expelled from the school, and they are horrible.
Kids are little assholes.
No, this is Carly Beth. Yeah. Oh my god.
But no, it's interesting because I really think it's good for the same reasons in many ways that you think it's not that great.
I think it's emotionally scarring.
But I think that's what's great about it. I think it needs to be a little over the top to really,
I suppose,
for a kid to really connect with it and understand it and
and
be frightened by it.
I didn't connect with it.
Yeah.
Didn't connect with her. She's a little bit.
And I think I had trouble separating my childhood self remembering that book to actually,
She just seemed a little too extreme for me.
Yeah. But the next one, I think, just from hearing a couple things you said while you were reading it, I think we both didn't like very much. But be careful what you wish for.
Make a wish. Samantha Bird is a klutz, an accident waiting to happen. She's the laughingstock of the girls' basketball team. And that mean, rotten Judith Bellwood is making her life miserable on and off the court. But everything is about to change. Sam's met someone who can grant her 3 wishes for real. Too bad Sam wasn't careful what she wished for, because her wishes are coming true, and they're turning her life into a living nightmare.
Yeah, this, no matter what, going into the whole be careful what you wish for trope, it's almost impossible to not feel cliched, especially within a children's book to where you're kind of limited in what can happen, but at the same time, I think could have been done much better. I don't think it was handled very well.
As far as plot holes, all of them have slight plot holes, which is acceptable.
For being kids' books, they're acceptable, but this is
absurd.
Bizarre.
This is just absurd.
Yeah.
The things she wishes for just don't make any sense. They're just, the way she says it, the way it's phrased, a child would never, ever say. And
which is unusual, because he's normally really good at writing kids.
Again,
really good at kids' dialogues and getting at the child's thought process.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
And the dog's name is Pumpkin. Ew. But, that's gross.
Yeah, and
that is gross.
I couldn't stop laughing just because she's so tall and skinny, and they keep making bird jokes, because her last name's Bird. I could not stop thinking of D. I just thought of D, and I kept thinking
Reynolds.
of
for you need to always say who that is.
From D. Reynolds from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I kept thinking about the one where she slowly turns into an ostrich at the Halloween party. I just kept thinking about that while I'm reading it, just because they made that correlation with her being a bird.
Nothing to do.
I don't know. I kept thinking that was one thing that kept me entertained.
I don't know.
Reading it,
This was a very weak one.
Yeah.
As far as that goes,
Yeah.
I gave it. What did I give it? I gave it a 6. What'd you give it?
I gave it a 6 as well. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Did you like this one? Did you not like this one? Do you remember this one? I don't remember this one.
We're gonna go. This is killing my face, so we're gonna go, and we'll see you tomorrow with 2 more Goosebumps.